What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures? Welcome to another episode of the Losing It podcast. Honey, this is the place where we stop emotional eating, finally, and you learn how to lose weight without losing your mind. So if you are done with the all or nothing mentality, you are in the right place, sis. I promise you. Go grab some snacks and get ready, because today we are talking about an issue that was prompted by a message that I sent to one of my private clients this morning. And I said that you only are able to manifest or create or I don't know, take in whatever you have the capacity to hold. You can't create or receive more than you have the capacity to hold. And what I went on to say was, this is why we continually gain the weight back. So very, very often the example that I use all the time is that you're not going to get up tomorrow and start acting like Beyonce because you don't think that you're that queen. You don't think you're Beyonce. So you're not going to get up acting like Beyonce. You're not going to get up and start doing the things that she would do because people think you're crazy. What are you doing, honey? Who do you think you are? You're acting like some kind of queen. You're like, yeah, I thought I was Beyonce. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. But what is a thing is you getting your ass up tomorrow and start acting in the same slapdash way. I don't know what I was going to say, slobby way that you have been acting your whole life, full of the same BS and lame ass excuses that you have lived with for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That is why you are always gaining the weight back. Now, let me expand on that because that really doesn't tell you very much at all. This is the crux of why your, garden variety diets, I want to say, but any diet really won't work. And I'm including everything in this basket: your traditional diets, your calorie counting diets, your keto diets, your elimination diets, and even, yes, the GLP ones. They cannot last long term unless you start to change who you believe yourself to be. What do I mean by that? Do I think you all need to get up tomorrow and act like Beyonce? No. But what it means is, think back to any other time that you've lost the weight in your life. Just pick one, because we've all got multiple. And I could think back to, say, the time when I lost 20 kilos. So I was way underweight, but I lost 20 kilos. Why did I end up gaining that weight back? Not because I thought what a fun thing it would be to start stuffing my face with chocolate chips and chocolate cake, cookies and ice cream and just fucking act like a pig and gain the weight back. No, that is not why I gained the weight back. I gained it back because even though I had gotten myself skinny, I didn't truly believe that I could be a skinny woman. I just didn't. I desperately was trying to hold on to this weight loss that I had achieved. And it was a pretty extreme example, but I'm still going to use it because it illustrates this point perfectly. I would go to bed at night crying myself to sleep because I was so terrified of gaining the weight back. And the minute I got on the scale and saw 1 gram of weight come back onto my booty, I was freaking out. I was crying. I was like Googling for the next dramatic diet that I was going to do because I was so scared of gaining the weight back. Now, that's fine. I mean, we've all kind of been there, but let me ask you something. Does a naturally fit, healthy, slender, dynamic woman, does she weigh herself every day? She's scared that she's going to gain weight? I don't think so. She's just out there living her best, fit, healthy, dynamic life. So what this actually means is it's not even necessarily the method you use to lose the weight that is the problem. Because I'm not bad-mouthing diets. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade. It's great. If you want to do a diet, more power to you. But if you don't do the mindset work to ensure that once you do get that weight off your ass, you can happily, easily keep it gone, you're going to gain it back. Why? Because we must, as a matter of survival, always act in alignment with who we believe that we are. Let's circle back to my Beyonce example. None of you believe you're Beyonce, so you're not going to act like her. But you do believe you're you who can't control themselves around food, you who binges periodically, you who drinks too much and eats too much when you go out with friends. That's who you think you are. So you can put yourself on a diet. You can put yourself on the most fancy GLP one. But if you still believe that you're a woman who has issues with food and weight, good luck keeping it off, honey. good fucking luck to you. It's not going to happen. This is why I always say we're out there trying to lose the weight instead of being the woman who would naturally not have any weight that she would even care to lose. That kind of woman knows who she is. She knows what she stands for. She knows what her boundaries are, and she knows what she will and won't tolerate. That kind of woman has a strong routine, both morning and evening. She has standards that she adheres to. She doesn't let her lazy ass sleep in just because it's Saturday or it's Sunday when she knows that was her commitment time to go to the gym or take the walk or do the things. She holds herself to higher standards, naturally, easily, effortlessly. That's why it's easy for her to go to the fridge and she's not even looking at the cake and the leftover KFC that's in there. She doesn't even care. It's not even on her radar because she intrinsically has a very strong desire to love and take care of herself. So she naturally goes for the yogurt and the protein bar and the whatever it is that she's having. Now, that would be at the very higher end of the scale. There's also the version of you who would see the KFC and the leftover Chinese and whatever else is in there. You see it, but you now have such a strong desire to hold on to what you have attained and maintain that you're like, yeah, there's no motherfucking KFC that can tempt me. I know who I am and I know how hard I worked to get here and I have no qualms in standing in the shoes of discipline so that I can create a level of freedom that I've never had before. Honey, discipline creates freedom. We've got it back to front and upside fucking down. We think that discipline takes away our freedom. No. That's where we have fucked it up. Discipline creates freedom. It gives you freedom. When you discipline your ass now, you are giving yourself freedom of choice later. Freedom to be able to live a healthy, happy life. Freedom to be able to make choices that right now you feel you don't even have. They're not even available to you. So my big ass suggestion to you for this year would be to create for yourself a meta thought. What I mean by that is a meta thought is an overarching thought, an umbrella thought. The thought that reigns no matter what else is going on. This is the particular thought that's in charge. Because a lot of you have, and I've had it my whole life, the tennis match that goes on. I really want to eat that. But then the other voice is like, well, yeah, no, you're on a diet. You're like, yeah, but I'm giving up diets. I'm doing Kylie Pack's eating codes. And she says that I can eat anything that I want. And then the other voice comes back in. Yes, but it works in conjunction with the other eating codes. You can't just stuff your face and think you're going to lose weight. You got the free course. You listen to the, by the way, KyliePacks.com/free course. Just hit the link in the show notes. This is the tennis match that is going on in our heads all day long. Then you come to sit down. You might resist it through the day. Congratulations, sending the clapping fucking hand emojis, right? But then at night time, you come sit your ass down on the couch. Now you're tired. You're worn out. The kids are dragging their sorry little butts into the room too and annoying you. And you're like, I just want the chocolate, the cookies, the chips. I just need some snacks. I just need to block all of this out. That is where you're constantly tripping yourself up. You don't have a meta thought that you're using at that time. What you're doing is exhausting yourself with the to and the fro, and eventually you eat just to, not because you even care about the food, you eat to shut up the voices in your head. This is what we all do. By the time it gets to the end of the day and we've had this tennis match going on all day in our head, I really want to eat that. Yeah, but you know you need to lose weight for that wedding or the thing and the blah, blah, blah. And we've got all the excuses and all the reprimands are coming in thick and strong, and you can do it. You can do it through the day because you're strong and you're a badass and you can do it. But by the time the evening rolls around, most of us nighttime eating is the biggest challenge that we face. And if you are still thinking that you can resist, quote unquote, resist at nighttime, you're not resisting nothing, honey. You are tired and you are worn out and you are not interested in doing the tennis match at night. So when your brain tries to pick it up again, and serve that ball back to you, you should just go ahead and eat this. The part of you that would normally fight back and go, I'm not doing that. I am super strong and I am focused. She's gone. She's clocked off, man. She's left the building and she's got into retirement. And you now are eating just to shut up the whiny voice in your head. It's almost like, fuck it, okay. You know, when the children are driving you crazy and you're like, fine, just go ahead, eat it, just to shut them up because you can't take their whining anymore. That's what you're doing to your own self. Fine, I'm just going to eat the food. I can't listen to this anymore. But you haven't implemented a meta thought. Now, I've had this particular one that I've been using for a few years now, and I find it unbelievably useful. And it's the blanket. It's the fire blanket that I place over those whiny voices in my head when they won't shut up. And the question that I ask myself is, will I feel good about this choice tomorrow? It's kind of the reality check that we need. It's the wake-up call that we need to ask. You can have it. You can have the chips and salsa. You can have the extra wine. You can eat the whole bag of chips if that's what you want to do. But will you feel good about it tomorrow? If the answer is yes, proceed, honey. You've got my blessings. It's fan-fucking-tastic. But if the answer is no, you better back the fuck away from that food, because you deserve your own self-love and respect more than you deserve a bag of stale-ass chips. Honey, with that being said, the brand new Bombshell Blueprint has released and launched. I'm so excited about it. She used to be F the scale, but now she has leveled up and taken on a whole new level of glam and amazingness. And not only that, but her efficacy is XXL better. So if you are freaking out and you're like, Kylie, I know you're talking to me. I hear you. This is me all day long, every day. And yes, I am ready to be able to put on some clothes and not be constantly struggling and pulling my t-shirt down and thinking, can people see my rolls? Then yeah, this is exactly what you need. This is weight loss for emotional eaters. So hit the link in the show notes and I will see you over inside of the blueprint. Until then, honey, I cannot wait to chat again next week. Have an incredible rest of your week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to KyliePax.com and join me inside of the Bombshell Blueprint so you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without losing your sanity. I will see you next week.